Welcome to TE Pedagogy Powerups by Things Education, where you get quick tips or cheat codes to power up your education game.
At Things Education, we have been working very closely with teachers for continuous professional development. And we keep sharing our ideas, experiences, and learnings from these sessions. In episode 11 of TE Pedagogy Powerups, we had shared how CPD, that is continuous professional development, needs to be structured, continuous, and collaborative. Today, we are going to discuss the CPD framework that we have developed based on our learnings. It consists of 4 components and it has a gradual progression of building from knowing new teaching strategies to actually actively applying and improving them in their classrooms. First, teachers need to be aware of teaching strategies that are effective, pedagogical concepts and terms. And not just pedagogy, they also need to be aware of the key concepts or key learnings that students need to learn from their subject. For example, teachers need to know what is formative assessment. They need to know why formative assessment is required in a classroom, what is project-based learning, what are learning outcomes, what are the traits of good learning outcome. Second, they need to grasp an in-depth understanding of these pedagogical terms and concepts. They actually need to know what these terms look like in their classroom for their teaching style and for their students, and how it would be in practice. For example, teachers need to understand how would formative assessment for their subject, for their teaching style would be in the classroom. They need to imagine these scenarios and see them how students will behave. What are the things that students will need? Another example is that how it would be if a learning outcome is achieved in my class for my subject. What are the different knowledge that students will have? How can they demonstrate that knowledge? Third, teachers move from understanding to engaging with these techniques in their classroom. They apply these techniques actively and see how it works in their classroom. And this step is the most challenging and difficult step, just because they move away from the traditional method to a novel method. For example, teachers need to move away from traditional method of sharing information continuously to keeping some time aside in the classroom for formative assessment, where they ask questions, give chance to students to share answers, share their understanding. This also helps teachers to see if learning outcome is met or not. Finally, teachers move from engagement to integration, where they incorporate these new teaching strategies into their daily routines and the student outcome becomes better. For example, at this stage, teachers start adjusting their lesson plan, planning new activities such that they can clarify misconceptions that students have shown in formative assessment. As we can see, that continuous professional development involves a lot of breaking old habits and making new ones. And this is where the cycle of observation, feedback and practice comes into play. Teachers are observed in their classroom. They get actionable, immediate, constructive feedback that would tune in their techniques. And then they get to practice it multiple times till it becomes habit. Throughout the cycle, they need to have expert support and research-backed resources that will help and reinforce the continuous skill building. In the end, continuous professional development is all about providing adequate support and scaffolding to teachers so that they can internalize and apply pedagogical strategies in their classroom.
Thanks for tuning into TE Pedagogy Powerups. Don't forget to show your support by liking our videos and hitting that subscribe button.